Hello, YouTube. This is NetGreen123. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile for my 2020 InfiniTrain deck. The reason I'm doing this deck is for, well, two reasons. First up, I love this deck. I've been able to finally rebuild it, and now with most of the cards that I need for the deck, I can finally do a deck profile. We'll be starting off with the main deck, of course, monsters, spells, and traps, and then we'll move on to the extra deck. You play, of course, 3 Runaway Railcar Flying Pegasus. This, of course, is one of the best cards in the deck. It's the best normal summon, besides, of course, Night Express Knight, because this card allows you to get quite a lot of your plays through. Pegasus has 2 effects, of course. If you know what they are, I'll go over them anyway. When he's normal or special summoned, you're allowed to bring a Earth Machine monster back from your deck. No, not from the deck, from the grave. Brings it back from the grave, and therefore its effects are temporarily negated for that turn. Its second effect, this Pegasus can copy the level of a monster or turn the monster that it wants to copy to its level, so you can either run rank 4s or whatever other level you need to get into. Next 3 off is 3 Bullet Liner. Bullet Liner is an inherent special summon if you have a Earth Machine monster on the field. Unfortunately, it needs to kill 2 cards in order to attack, but you're most likely not going to attack with it. It also can be used to send things to the grave, or get things back to the grave once it's sent there. Once it's sent there, you can get back a monster from your graveyard. The next 3 off of the deck is, of course, the Heavy Freight Train Derek Crane. Derek Crane allows you to pop a card when it's sent from an Xyz monster to the graveyard. Plus, it special summons itself if you have another Earth Machine monster on the field. I'm also running, now to the 2 ofs of the deck, I'm running 2 Night Express Knight. I was running 3, but since now I have Pegasus, I run this down at 2. It's a good normal summon, because it's normal summons itself without a tribute. However, the attack points go down to 0. But we can help with that problem with another spell card I take care of in the deck. Second 2 off. Next 2 off is, of course, we have Ruffian Railcar. I have my other Ruffian around here somewhere. Well, he's around here somewhere. I'll find him. But I play 2 Ruffian because you can send him to the grave. He allows you to search in the end phase. And his on-field effect really doesn't do anything. Plus, if you bring him to the field using Switchyard, he becomes level 10. Alright, the only one of for the trains in the deck is Express Train Trolley Ollie. Why? I just explained. When brought out with the effect of Revolving Switchyard, this thing becomes level 10, and it gives an attack boost to whatever monster it's been equipped to. That's all for the main cards for the trains. Now on to the cards for the InfiniTrack engine that I run. First up, 2 Brutal Dozer. Brutal Dozer is pretty good. I would run him at 3, but I can't find my 3rd, which is sad. So, Brutal Dozer, when he's summoned, allows you to search from your deck and bring out another InfiniTrack monster to the field. Also, you can tribute a card, send it to the field, and for the rest of the turn, you can only special summon Earth Machine monsters. That goes at 2. The next 2 off for the deck is InfiniTrain Tunneler. Tunneler acts as it acts as one of the spell cards we run in the deck. That, of course, being Pot of Extra. That actually being, Pot of Avarice. It acts as a Pot of Avarice for the deck, but we run 1 Pot of Avarice anyway. So guess what, Konami? Pot of Avarice at 3 in this deck. So this monster, of course, has a simple special summon. You special summon it, you tribute it, you bring it out with Brutal Dozer. That's all good. And when you can banish this, send this to the graveyard and Pot of Avarice. Next, some one-ofs for my InfiniTrain engine. 1 Drag Shovel for targets for Brutal Dozer, and 1 Trencher. Again, Brutal Dozer, or needing to banish this and bring out one of my other InfiniTrain monsters for cards. That's all the monsters for the deck. Now on to the spells. Now this deck is pretty spell heavy. First up, the 3 ofs. 3 Called by the Grave. No hand traps for you. Now we move on to the best 3 of in the deck. Revolving Switchyard. Switchyard is the heart and soul of this deck. And unfortunately, sometimes you get, problems with that. Revolving Switchyard unbricks your hand more than anything. It has the ability to send a card from your hand to the grave to search any piece of your train combo that you need. Also, if you haven't used that effect this turn, if you special summon a monster, an Earth Machine monster, you can bring a level 4 Earth Machine from your deck to the field. That monster becomes level 10. Next, we run 2 limiter removal, because OTK potential. Next, the card I was speaking about earlier, 2 Forbidden Chalice. Why do I run 2? Well, this card can be used on either player's monsters. I can use Forbidden Chalice. Let's say my opponent has summoned... they summon a Nightmare Phoenix. They're like, I activate the effect of Nightmare Phoenix. I say, no, I activate Chalice. And guess what? Your Nightmare Phoenix no longer has the ability to do that. Also, with this card, this allows me to have a 3400 body when I summon Night Express Knight. Alright, for the 1-ofs of the deck. 1 Terraforming, because searching. 1 Day of Peace. 1 Train Connection, because if you want to really go in for that OTK potential, you can. 1 Pot of Avarice, because search. Dark Hole to blow up all the cards on the field. 1 Iron Draw, because this is a Pot of Greed for the deck, but you're only able to special summon once per turn. Well, special summon once more at that turn. 1 Foolish Burial for Ruffian Railcar. 1 Monster Reborn. 1 Twin Twisters, and 1 Scapegoat. On to the traps in the deck. We run 2 Crusher Run. Why do I want to run 2 Crusher Run? Well, this is in case, I'm not able to build up a proper board at the start of my turn. I can't get into, Dora or some of my other bigger monsters. It kind of sucks sometimes. You just have to put down a card. My opponent's like, okay, I'm going to attack into your monster. And I'm like, I flip up Crusher Run. So that allows you to be able to continue to protect yourself. Plus, it sends cards to the grave, which is great. Next, for the 1-ofs of the deck, 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance does sometimes limit you, but you only want to use this once you've got your field spell face up. This helps to slow down other decks. 1 High Five the Sky. Why? Simple. Because let's say my opponent's been able to get a lot more life points than me, and I'm able to get out one of my, Xyz monsters. Well, if my monster can attack, and I've got this face down, I flip it over and it can attack again. Next, then I run 2 mirror forces, 1 storming, 1 normal. That's all for the main deck. Let's get on to the extra deck. We'll start with the Link monsters. 1 InfiniTrain Goliath, because Goliath is an easy summon, plus it brings itself back from the graveyard to attach to an Xyz monster. 1 Cleafort Genius, because Genius can use its effect, target 1 card on my opponent's field, 1 card on my field, both of their effects are negated. This I've used before when I had Bullet Liner on the field, and my opponent had a Swords of Revealing Light, which is great. I was able to kill them by saying, I activate Genius's effect, I negate your swords, and I negate the effect of my Bullet Liner, and I slap them in the face for about 3,000. I run 2 Anger Knuckle, because this thing is able to get out of the extra monster zone and bring back a monster, or you can tribute it off and do other different things with it. Now, to the Xyz monsters. Starting at the lower ranks, we have 1 InfiniTrain River Stormer. River Stormer is very good. It allows you to get combo pieces from your deck, and it can be sent for Goliath. Next, the bigger boss monsters. 2 Super Dreadnought, Super Dreadnought, Rail Cannon, Gustav Max, because hit them in the face for 2,000. 2 Super Dora, because Super Dora is pretty good. This is your first turn play if you can't get into anything else. This protects itself and anything else you need to be protected. Then for some other tech cards I have, 1 Sky Palace Gengardi, because Gengardi allows you to, if you have heavy freight train attached to it, you burn them for 1,000 and destroy 2 cards. Plus it can destroy 1 card, but not attack this turn. Then we go for Super Galaxy Destroyer. Galaxy Destroyer is great, 5,000 body, and it can Farpiece Feather Duster your opponent. Next, the 2 secondary boss monsters. Number 35, Ravenous Tarantula, and number 84, Pain Gainer. I may be cutting these out because I don't have the last one for these. These are great for some, late game nuke and burn. And finally, the last card in this deck, the 1 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Libe. Juggernaut Libe is the big gun. She has 4,000 attack and defense, and by sending an Xyz material, she becomes 6,000 and then 8,000. Plus, comboing her with Max, you can OTK in 1 turn. And that is the deck. I'm glad that you guys were able to stick with me. If you like this deck, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a comment, and I hope to hear from you soon. Just remember, always be on time.